Welcome, horror fans. I can't believe it's been a week already. I hope you are all well. Today we have some disturbing text messages, which are simply beyond creepy. Before we start, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, like and comment on the video. This really helps the channel more than you know. Let's get into the text. Text 1, Shadowed Signal, the stranger watching from the abandoned house.
This incident occurred late at night when I was home alone. I was in the living room when I felt my phone buzz in my pocket. I pulled it out and saw a text from an unknown number that simply read, "How's your show?" I was watching TV, but I assumed it was either spam or someone who had the wrong number, so I deleted it and continued with my evening. About 10 minutes later, I received another text from the same number, "Don't ignore me." I began to feel uneasy. Then came the final message, "I'll always be watching. Look outside." I glanced out the living room window to my left. Across the street, a flashlight turned on in an upstairs window of an abandoned house, revealing the vague silhouette of a person slowly waving. That house had been vacant for at least a year. I called the police and later filed a restraining order against an older man whose identity remains a mystery. I still don't know how he got my phone number.
Text 2, Too Close for Comfort, the stalker who tracked me.
I frequently use dating apps. One night, I was chatting with a guy who insisted we meet. I wasn't very interested, so I gradually reduced my responses until I stopped altogether. A while later, I noticed he had sent me multiple texts. Curious, I opened the app to see what he said. His tone had completely shifted. He mentioned driving to find me. I refreshed the app and saw the distance drop from 20 miles to 1 mile, followed by another text. "I'm close now." I immediately blocked him and turned off all the lights in my apartment. Since then, I have disabled the app's location settings.
Text 3, Game of Death, the gamer who knew too much.
In high school, I played a lot of Counter-Strike. I remember one particular game where my teammates were friendly at first, but as we started losing, one player became aggressive. I told him to calm down because it was just a game. In response, he threatened, "I'm going to kill you in real life." I didn't take him seriously, but after the game, he sent me a friend request. I accepted, expecting trash talk, but instead, he sent me my complete address, my dad's full name, and my phone number. Terrified, I blocked him. Counter-Strike is only available on Steam, which doesn't disclose personal information publicly.
Text 4, Airdrop, Horror, the stranger watching from the shadows.
While solo tent camping in the mountains, I was lying in my tent on my phone. Apple has a feature called AirDrop that allows iOS devices to share files without Wi-Fi. Suddenly, a notification appeared on my screen. iPhone would like to share a photo. A preview showed a dark photo taken at night, and when I increased my brightness, I saw a tent with text overlaying it. "I watch you in your sleep." I couldn't tell if it was my tent. I was about to accept the request to see the full picture when the sender canceled it. Shaken, I packed up my gear in the dark and left.
Text 5, Text of Terror, the customer who knew too much.
I run a small business and have my personal phone number listed for customer orders. One day, I received a text from a customer I had met about a week prior. I expected a thank you or feedback, but the message read, "I like your shirt." I was wearing a Transformers shirt, and the text seemed odd. I replied, "Thanks," but immediately received another text, "I like Transformers too." My heart dropped as I realized I was home alone. I quickly moved away from the window and replied that I would call the police. I claimed I had his number and remembered his face, though I didn't actually recall either. Fortunately, this seemed to deter him, as I never received another message.
Text 6, Silent Call, the mystery of the apartment landline.
This incident happened around the time my wife and I moved into our first apartment in the city during Christmas. While out shopping, I noticed 2 messages on my phone, a missed call and a voicemail from our apartment's landline. Since we didn't live with anyone else and my phone was new, no one had my number yet. We listened to the voicemail, which was only a few seconds long. All we heard was the sound of someone hanging up, followed by silence. As far as we knew, someone could only use our landline by entering our apartment, but nothing else came of it. We still don't know what happened that day.
Text 7, Text of Terror, the message that came from nowhere.
After a night out with a friend, I returned to my apartment and was drifting off to sleep when my phone buzzed. It was a text from the same friend. I opened our conversation and read, "I think I killed him." I was startled and had no idea what he meant. I tried calling him several times, but he didn't answer. Concerned, I drove to his house and found him asleep in bed. After knocking on his door, he finally opened it, and when I confronted him about the text, he insisted he never sent it. The message didn't even show up on his phone. I'm still bewildered by the entire situation.
Text 8, smiley face thread, the stranger who knew my name.
Last year, I received a Facebook message from a guy in his 20s asking, "Are you Jessica Mitchell?" No one knows my full name, so I thought it might be someone I knew. However, when I checked his profile, I saw he lived on the other side of the country and we didn't share any mutual friends. Based on his appearance, I was sure I had never met him. I responded, yeah, do I know you?" He replied, "I am going to murder you," punctuated with a smiley face. While I don't typically scare easily, this genuinely unsettled me. I reported the message to Facebook, but I have no idea if it did any good.
Text 9, unseen eyes, the stranger who knew too much.
When I was around 16 or 17, I was on my school bus in gym clothes, sitting at the back and on my phone. Suddenly, I received a text from an unfamiliar number with an unrecognized area code. The message read, "Are you not cold in those thin clothes?" It was cold outside, and I was indeed in my gym clothes. I looked up, scanning the bus, but no one seemed to be looking in my direction. I didn't think anyone on the bus had my number. Just as I was still searching, another text came through. "Stop looking. You're not going to find me." Terrified, I blocked the number and tried to forget about it, and nothing else happened.
Text 10, Night Stalker, the classmate who waited in the shadows.
I often work late at night and was walking home one evening when I received a text. Turn around, I'm at the end of the street. I recognized the number. It was a kid from school I knew vaguely. I turned around and saw headlights approaching. When he pulled up, he insisted on giving me a ride home, but I firmly declined. After much pleading, he eventually drove off. I never discovered how he knew where I worked or when my shift ended that day.
Remind me to never put my phone number in random sign-up sites again. It just goes to show you never know who might be on the other side. Thanks so much for watching this week's video. As always, don't forget to subscribe, like, and comment, and I will see you in the next one.